Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here, and I want to do a video about a topic that that a friend of mine kind of brought up, and that we were discussing the other day when we went for a run. My good buddy Manny, which you've probably heard of. He's done a lot of videos on this channel, and I was talking about like just how I've been kind of depressed and I feel like things are not going very well, and and it's just hard. It's hard to get motivated again, and like I feel like a fraud almost, like because like that whole Bulldog mindset and the discipline and shit. It's almost like I've lost it, and like I need to get that back. And he was talking about this idea about persistence, but meta level persistence. So the persistence to persist. Wow, this would make actually a pretty good video topic, because he said like there are people that are persistent to persist, and those are the people that are the bulldogs. Those are the people that really succeed in life, and those are the people that you should bet on, that you should make sure that you hang around, because they're always going to win, because they're always going to succeed because of that, right? And I thought about this a little bit, and I thought, wow, this is so true. This is such a true thing. So let me explain kind of what this concept is. You're familiar with persistence, and persistence is really important. It's one of the most valuable things that you can develop in life, in your character, is to be a persistent person, to not give up, to keep on going, to keep on pushing, even when things are hard, even when things seem bleak, to go through, right? A lot of things in life that I've been successful at, it was just fucking sheer persistence. From writing my books, right? I wrote 2 complete books, an 800-page book and a 500-page book, and published them. And fuck, man, at many points, I did not want to write. I did not want to do this anymore. I was done. This YouTube channel, persistent, making videos every day, coming out with the content, putting it out there, my blog, my business life, just like developing my social skills and overcoming the fear of rejection. All of those things were persistent. But what ends up happening is that you eventually break down. Like, you can't be persistent and continue to do something forever and never fuck up. You're eventually going to fuck up. We're humans. We mess up, right? We mess up our diets. We mess up our system, our routine. We're not going to be perfect, right? We can try, but at some point we're going to hit lows. We're not just always going to be flying high. But the more important skill is the persistence to persist. And so that's the meta level. So what that means is that when you fail, which you will, it means that you get back up and you keep on trying and you start over again, right? How many times in trying to get the physique that I wanted, to build the muscle, to get lean, did I fail? But then I got back up, and I started over, and I started over, and I kept going again. How many times in life did I go through this and then get back on the horse again and persist to persist? And so that is actually the more important skill. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to try again. I'm going to start over if I need to start over, and keep on going, and that's the more important skill, because that means that you're never going to be totally down, right? Because the people that can persist for a long time, that's great, but when they hit a bump in the road, and when they eventually fail, which most people eventually fail at something, they give up. They don't know how to persist to persist. But if you can persist to persist, that's the more valuable skill, because that means that no matter what happens, you're going to keep on trying, and you're going to keep on learning, and you might fail a lot. And to other people, it's going to look like you're a complete failure. But to you, you're going to be growing. You're going to be knowing that every time, nothing can take you down. I remember when I was in grade school, I get picked on a little bit. I get in some fights and stuff. And I remember the quality that I had was I was like, I'm always going to get back up. Like, no matter what, I would get bullied sometimes, get punched in the face. You're going to have to hit me a lot of fucking times, because every single time I'm getting back up. And, that was that drive that maybe it wasn't the most intelligent thing, but it was that drive that I've always had, and that I've ended up developing over time, that has caused me to not give up. You know what? I'm going to fail, and it's okay. But when I do, I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to try again. If it means I have to start all the way over again, then I'm going to start all the way over again. And when you look at a lot of success stories, a lot of people that ended up being really successful, I can think of Steve Jobs, really. Like, you think about a lot of these people where they had some amount of success, but then they failed, but then they basically started over and rebuilt everything from scratch again, and end up becoming even more successful. It's because they have that meta level, the persistence to persist, the persistence at the higher level, which says that I'm not just in it for the long haul. I'm in it for life. Like I'm never giving up. I'm always pushing forward. It doesn't matter how many times I fail. It doesn't matter how many times I have to start over. I'm going to keep on going, and I'm always going to be pursuing and attacking something in life. And that's the key skill to have. It's great to have persistence, but expect that at some point you're going to mess up. You're going to fuck up. You're going to fail. And realize that what's more important is to have the persistence to persist. To when you fail, when you eventually give up, to say, maybe you're going to have some downtime, maybe you're going to have some period of time where you're hanging your head low, but are you getting back in the ring, right? Look at Rocky, right? Rocky. Rocky is probably the greatest example of this ever, right? How many times has Rocky made a fucking comeback where he's retired and he's come back out of retirement to fucking fight that one last fight? Because and get back in training and start over from scratch. He comes out better than he ever was before because he's willing to go through that birth and rebirth cycle. He's willing to fail, but he's willing to get up again and persist to persist. So persist to persist, and you will succeed in the end. That's all I got for you today. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button below. Click the bell so you don't miss any videos on the channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.